Hi, I'm Bob Cooley. I was stretched today by Scott, Ethan, and Ben. Some really neat things happened. The biggest thing that happened today was they were still removing dense fascial scar tissue from my legs as they continue to do it. But particularly because of the strength of the guys, I got to really take out the scar tissue out of my central hamstring. That came from a trauma in childhood, an abusive situation in childhood. And so as that came out of my body, it allowed me to, this muscle group in particular is associated with being male, being more aware of your maleness. And so I could feel that, and then I could see it in all the other guys. So when they worked on my legs again, I have scar tissue on the back of my leg, on the central part of both of my legs. That's brain meridian in Chinese medicine. And when they did it today, they had enough force to not only lift my leg to stretch out my hamstring, but also rotate it. Because it's like when you're taking dense fascial scar tissue out, it's like wringing water out of a washcloth. You need that rotational component to strip out that scar tissue. And the first couple times they would lift my leg, it just felt like they were pushing a board and trying to bend a board. And then after a while, it doesn't feel so wooden. It starts to become elastic and pliable. The consistency starts changing of that tissue. And it feels like when that consistency changes, you're getting a reconstitution of your muscle tissue, better metabolism occurring, more muscle contraction, better circulation, but better lymphatic, less high blood pressure in the legs. And then they went after my arms. That's muscle groups on the back of my shoulder, top back of my neck and shoulder, back of my shoulder blade, and then down the back of my back here. All of those got affected. And when those get changed, the one muscle group that I'm looking to change in my body is this muscle group here, the serratus here, that comes from muscles through your abdomen and goes down into the inside of your leg. So when that was damaged, it gave me no access to this muscle group at all. So as they do both the top and bottom, lower and upper body muscle groups, I finally have access to an area of my body that I felt was flaccid for, like 35 years. Part of the environment for stretching people in here is that when people are assisting you, while they're doing that, they talk to you. So they give you feedback on your body. But then when you stand up, we have a large mirror in each one of the rooms. And so you're facing that mirror, and then they're circling around you so they can give you information about you. But I'm actually looking in the mirror also besides looking at them. And then you actually get to see what you're looking like and what they're seeing and how you've changed. It makes me bigger.
Yeah.
I feel bigger in my upper body. I look bigger too.
You do look bigger.
Yeah. Definitely broader along your arms.
I feel broader across my whole chest.
That's nice.
Bigger in my body, just bigger in general up here. Takes a lot of torque out of my elbow. Fabulous release of elbow. I wasn't even aware that I had torque in my elbow, and now my elbow is so much more. I love the way it looks, and I love the way it feels. It's like, it's so good. The guy started to mention my looks, my face. And what I was aware was that when you take the chronic tenseness out of my body, my face starts relaxing. So I have chronic tenseness in my face, which makes me much less attractive. Quite frankly, makes me unattractive. And then when they assist me and I use all my tenseness in my face and everything to finally go to the area that needs the tension in order to produce a successful stretch, I then now don't have a habit of carrying the chronic tenseness in my face. It ends up going to the places it needs to be.
I can see the skin's
Better.
help with the hydration in your skin.
Yes. It's not just in my arm, it's actually happening in my face.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is
Really
cool.
big deal, yeah. Because the skin meridian, when it comes over here, I'd always have problems with my skin over here. Yeah, love that. You love that too, I can see that. And you can see I'm more relaxed. I feel happier. I have more of an idea of how people are viewing me, Whereas before I'm kind of so involved in my own trouble, feelings of problems, that I can't really get out and see or enjoy how people are being with me. And so instead, actually, I get to see that people are enjoying being with me. I get to enjoy being with them. I get to see the complexity of the interaction between me and the other
When the
person.
dense fascia and scar tissue comes out of my body, from you all assisting me in these movements that I'm making, as it comes out, I go back into having the memories of that time in my life that are associated with that scar tissue. And in particular, not just the memory, but the way I felt in my life at that time. Emotionally felt about my life. But it's now, it's not then. So now I'm having perspective on a time of my life where I was making certain life choices and trying to satisfy desires in the way I thought what my desires meant. But now I have perspective, and it's not the same. So I'm actually I'm living those again, but reliving my life more the way it should have happened. Instead of making the wrong decisions, I'm living it differently. It's like you get to go back and relive it, only you get to do it right this time. It's exactly the experience I keep having over and over again.
Yeah.
You have that too?
It's a similar experience I have whenever I get my arms stretched by you.
Uh-huh.
When I can feel myself going back to emotions about baseball and baseball games, and I'm reliving them, and it's whether or not I can interface with them in the right way so that I can get past it rather than reliving it over and over again.
Right. Instead of all those feelings always making you act and behave the same way,
Right.
you're now actually processing those feelings differently. And that allows you to be different, and then you're not doing that anymore.
Right.
As opposed to a broken record.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The stretching's cumulative. The most amazing thing about the stretching is that you get stretched one day, I get stretched every day. So when I got stretched again today, what happens is that I'm no longer expecting I'm going to re-experience what I had yesterday. I now get to have something I don't even know what's going to happen. And so here they are stretching me, and we know some things we're going to go after. We find new things to do. And then I come out and I'm into a brand new perception of the world. I've never literally seen the world this way before. And that happens every day. And you don't get to just have that experience yourself. You see that with every person that's getting stretched. The world is different to them the moment they get stretched. Their perception opens. The high definition TV gets delivered to the house. And that's what they now have. It's no longer just yellow and green pixels or a black and white TV. That's not and the screen gets bigger and bigger and bigger and finer detail and more understanding of what you're looking at and your ability to interface with it. So it's fabulous.